Whoa, look at that.
Exclusives.
Here, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's a free country. I'm just going to go ahead and sign this.
He's waiting in line for David too.
How can we help you guys?
I do recognize you. Didn't you have a costume on? Did you have a costume on before? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I have a booth and I have
made an impact on all of us. So what was your approach to character writing on Beast Wars? And my follow-up is any advice on how to write such strong characters in scripts?
The characters in Beast Wars were probably some of my favorite characters of all time, and they were actually brought about by the budget, I think, because so much of the shows that I've worked on, everything had been already decided by the toy company as to who did what and everything else, and so. But in our case, it really wasn't. The only thing we were told was that Dinobot had tested really well, and even though he was evil, they wanted him to become a good guy. And so that was literally about all we were given. And then we were given a bunch of these characters that they were going to create as toys. And then we were also told that we couldn't introduce new characters, and we couldn't use a bunch of new backgrounds, and we had a planet that was mostly rocks because it was a CG show, and that was how much they had actually built. And so, and they pretty much blew the whole budget just crashing the Ark on the place. So Larry and I, without a lot of what writers normally reach for to perk up a show, I called it, we were writing in a glass box. We had this glass box that showed what might be out there a little bit, but we always had to keep anybody from noticing that we were really pressed up against the walls on what we could do. So we were always looking inward and just having the characters fight with each other and deal with each other and be squabbling with each other. And it helped that our Optimus was not the powerful leader that had to happen. I mean, we could not have people just taking command and doing stuff. Rat Trap would give him shit, and we needed that because we needed to have that kind of interaction because we couldn't have huge dramatic fight scenes plowing through the skies and blowing up cities and stuff like that. We had to make it all work with the characters and try and keep it entertaining. And that turned out to be probably the best thing for the show, was to force us to actually develop the characters because that was all we had to work with at the time.
I'll take a picture. Look at Jeff.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, I was actually a child actor. I got into the business when I was really, really little, probably around like 4. I started out kind of doing just real basic stuff. I did like extra work in movies, where just atmosphere stuff. I did commercials. I was in an Oshkosh commercial when I was like 4. And pretty much just did on-camera stuff as a kid. And at that age, there weren't a whole lot of voiceover roles available for kids because they would hire adults to.
Yeah, that was fun. And then my second animated series was Transformers, and again, like Josh, I just auditioned for it, didn't really, I mean, you guys have come up to me and told me about other incarnations of Wheeljack, and I really hadn't a clue. So then I did my version that they were counseling me to do, directing me to do.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Great work.
You know, I did my demo tape at the time. It was a cassette. You know, it wasn't real. That was earlier. And this guy said, yeah, I know this agent who's looking for some new talent, and so I auditioned for her, did a few pieces, and her name was Linda Behrman. And she signed me on at a smaller agency, and at the time, I was reading, it's funny that Sue Blue came up again, I was reading Sue Blue's book as I was coming out here. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take her acting class, her voiceover class. So I signed up for it, but I auditioned for a show like the week before, and then I got the show, which was her show. So she's like, you don't need to come to my acting class, you'll learn everything you need to know by doing the show, you know, with all these great people. Corey Burton was in it, and Jan Raps, and some of these, you know, I think even Alan Oppenheimer might have been in it at one point, was James Bond Jr. And I played IQ in that. It was like
Q's grandson, but he talked very much like Q, except in a higher range.
In regards to the G.I. Joe movie, we were given the instructions that, hey, we need to have an opening for this G.I. Joe movie. So it was myself, Frank Parr, and Boyd Kirkland. They said, hey, why don't you guys come up with something? And so, and myself. And so I went home and I just turned on the news, and there was this thing about the anniversary of the Statue of Liberty. I went, oh, yeah, something with the Statue of Liberty. Coda loved that up, so I was like, so I went.
So what if my disembodied spark is possessing a broken down, sparkless body that only has one good optic and a hole blasted clear through the middle? I think it gives me character. Metro Titan, TFCON. I want this city burned to the ground by the end of this mega cycle. We have a schedule to keep.
According to field reports, Starscream and his TFCON goons have transferred from, according to field reports, Starscream and his TFCON goons have transferred over to Metro Titan. It looks like Tigatron and his away team are still tied up battling Dive Bomb and the resurrected Predacons inside of TFCON. I just hope we're able to take the Titans offline before they space bridge to another city and start another massacre.
Yes, I get it, okay? Situation dire. Could you all please just keep it down? I'm trying to work here.
Small victories, I guess. How's Depth Charge doing?
There appears to be no permanent damage to his spark. You're lucky you removed it from his old shell when you did. You're also very lucky that all Cybertronians in the multiverse share a near-identical spark casing components. And you're extremely lucky that we just so happen to have a blank protoform just lying around.
So, he'll be all right.
Let's find out. Commencing activation sequence.
A flash of light overtakes the medical bay as the protoform activates.
My vector primes cogs and key.
Thank Primus. It actually worked.
Depth charge? Can you hear me?
It's loose. It's slaughtered the scientific staff. It's rampaging throughout the barracks. We need to lock down the colony before it escapes.
What the? Who's he talking about?
Protoform X. It'll slaughter us all. If you're not going to help me, stop it, then hide. And who made me look like this? So green. So animated.
We had no choice. Your old shell was destroyed, and the only thing we had available was a blank protoform from my universe.
So, I've gone from mainframe him CGI to the late great Derek J. White's animation style. I can live with that. But I do have one last question.
Which is?
Why do I sound like Depth Charge's dad?
And if you want to get honest, yeah, I don't care. Because actually, have you seen the Michael Bay series?
Be sure to go and check him out, guys. Pretty sweet stuff.
Beast Wars, the Toyland's notable for a lot of things. For instance, this is where the whole modern price point and wave-based release structure of Transformers started. Like, the names have changed, but the player's the same. Yeah, like this is where Deluxes came from. Deluxes being like the second, the mainstream price point with the cheaper one slightly below it. And then you had like the slightly bigger one for guys, and then you had like the leader equivalent, which was Ultra back in the day. But yeah, it all began there. Yeah, so very significant there.
So, big TFCON welcome, of course, to Mr. Ian James Corlett. David K, voice of Beast Wars Megatron. And David Sobolov, voice of Beast Wars Depth Charge.
Oh, my finger.
It's famous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you guys know Gary Chalk and his flatulence? It's a problem.
Hey, it wasn't me.
And guess who stood right next to him?
I was on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my story about Gary is that he couldn't say the word depth charge. If you listen to the episodes, about half the time it's depth charge. Yeah, it's cute. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize him, but I thought it was kind of.
Oh, I'll criticize him. He's not here. I would do it.
Especially since the big depth charge.
Yeah.
Very emphatically depth charge.
We love Gary. and Dave and I, we've all done conventions with Gary, and we do this right in front of him. So this is nothing's new.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh, you. Yeah, I do fart. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he would do this thing. You know.
When Gary comes into a room, he comes into a room.
Oh yeah, it's like
you know.
Fart. He's he is the character. You know, he's the character. He's a big monkey.
Yeah.
I say that with love. Anyway, he was always like, "Hey, it's after lunch. You pull my finger." No, I know how this goes. So it got to the point where he just pulled his own finger. And off he went, and it was really lovely.
Poor Venus in a room full of us.
Oh, poor Venus.
Yeah.
Venus Terzo, Black Arachnia.
Yeah.
She was lovely, charming, and put up with us.
Yeah.
Did you have any input with the writers and producers as the series went on regarding the characters?
Oh yes, I would sit them down. No. No. For me, no. I had no input other than if you know a word just didn't feel comfortable. I try to stay out of that myself.
You'd switch things around once in a while if it felt better. I mean, the yes thing came from, I think it was written once, and I started adding it. You know,
it was sort of a character.
It was a thing, and then I would add a no in, and you know, and yeah, it became and so they would sort of catch on, but otherwise, yeah, we just kept pretty much to, you know, because the writing was, I loved the writing, still love the writing. I really mad. I missed Bob Forward yesterday. I haven't seen him.
Oh yeah, I missed him too.
He left, so yeah.
He wasn't here very long.
No, he wasn't.
For me, my main connection was always Sue, the director, Sue Liu.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she was in the show with us, the way she directed.
Yeah.
was very engaged, and she was trying to get you into the energy of the scene by being in the scene with you. And, okay, this is happening, and then she'd say the line that would read into yours sometimes, and then off you go.
She was so
fantastic.
Yeah, she was great. He's great.
He is, yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hey, nice
My favorite part of doing any of these is the walla, which is what we call the effort noises, and like getting like hit and like hitting people. So like, and especially with this one, we were by ourselves in the booth, right? Yeah, so you're literally in the booth, you're going, you know, so like, that's my favorite part, because I actually like break a sweat. And so, yeah, that was my favorite part.
Body by voice acting.
Yeah, body by voice
acting. Exercise. Yeah.
It was a half an hour of that. How would you like to try to punch with 8 legs? Oh, sorry.
I will, yeah, second and third that, because I remember coming out of that session, doing those efforts, and I was drenched in sweat. It was a workout. I was like, wow, this is the best workout I've had in years.
I'll piggyback off of that, yeah. Kind of elbowing yourself in the side too, a little bit here and there. Like the jumps that now you're using the axe handle. Yeah.
Well, outside of the effort thing, just vocalization of character, I will say the interesting thing about it was that being a kid from Brooklyn, when they were like, you're going to be Wheeljack, and 80s, like they were looking for them to be very similar to the G1. And Phil had to keep pulling me back because I was like a kid from Brooklyn, and I'm like, Brian, we gotta go, save the universe now. And he's like, hold back the cab driver. This is a very serious, dark series. So, I couldn't go full 80s G1 Wheeljack, but that was the interesting vocal journey for me.
Hey, some kind of fondue, probably.
Only the best Brooklyn pizza.
Yes. Anything pink.
And then my
Hi, how are you? Love your shirt.
Thank you.
And your hat, it's lovely.
My actual
no
question.
heels, though. I'm sorry, man.
I just didn't think my question would be. I didn't think I'd ever be disrupted by Starscream when you're speaking.
You disrupted my coronation here, so one good turn. Hey, Megatron, what's up?
If you personally could transform into something, what would you choose?
My vocal booth, so I don't have to carry around equipment every time I try.
I caught him trying on my 8 legs. Never mind.
I'm still thinking. There's so many choices.
I think it'd be cool to be like a see-through sphere that flies really fast. So I would transform into that. I don't think there's a name for it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be invented soon.
I would want to transform into some sort of kind of cool-looking car so I can get around. So
I have another answer.
Give me a let's see. I'm just saying.
The one thing I would not want to transform into is any form of a handgun, or some sort of projectile device, because only absolute morons would transform into something like that. I mean, going to have to it's weird, right? Some sort of mega tote in a fancy hat who has the nerve to walk into this room, who probably doesn't want me to do this right now.
Yes.
Disrupt my coronation! Bring it back.
You leprechaun scum. Oh, wait, you're not afraid to on yourself. I'll wait my turn, Starscream.
Oh, yes, you will. Mighty Megatron.
Don't let me interfere with your questions.
What are you doing
How's
here?
your hand?
I came to ask some questions of that one right there.
Oh, I've got some answers for you, Buckethead. Brings back my eyes.
It does. I didn't want to say anything, but it's true. Now, Starscream, what exactly, or even approximately, is it about turning into a gun that you find so unappealing? Elaborate for me.
I mean, positioning of the trigger finger, very strange choice overall. You have to be carried by someone else. And like, do you turn into a human-sized gun, or and then if I have to hold you, so that means you're a really big gun? Can you float on your own like Shockwave? You make no sense, buddy. He says that a lot.
Okay, so I'm just
Name, character, and I'll tell you without you having to name it. Operate every single story.
Reg!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a friendly TFCON welcome to the legend, Peter Cullen!
I've got to catch my breath. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. It's been a long day, and I've said hello to most of you at least 3 times. And it still goes. I love you.
Love you too.
That was a long time ago, and to anybody that was thinking of getting into the entertainment business, I said there's a lot of ups and downs, but the downs, don't let them get you down. Never give up, never give in. Always pursue your heart. Remember, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So if there's anybody out there and you're considering a voiceover career, go into it, look at it. Channel yourself right into it, and love what you do. Don't worry about disappointments, they will come. but be realistic.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's about to blow his nose.
I have that problem too. Make a TV show out of it.
Optimus Prime received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards last week. And you've also been nominated for a Daytime Emmy. What's it like knowing that this character that you helped build has become such an enduring icon in kids media and media in general?
Thanks, Larry.
Let's get a massive, big TFCON thank you to the legend, Mr. Peter Cullen.
Now, under normal circumstances, I would go full in-depth look at every single one of the items that I picked up on the haul for this TFCON, but the thing is, I've already let this video go on for way too long. I had so much footage, and obviously I've had to break it down into more than one video, but I did want to at least show off things that I did get just so that you guys can go ahead and see, and you can pause it and take a closer look if you want to kind of see of some upcoming stuff. And again, out of what you see here on the table, let me know what you would like to see me do videos on. And yeah, so yeah, if you guys enjoyed this haul segment and also enjoyed this overall vlog, thank y'all for watching all the way to the end. And then again, let me know what you guys want to see me review first, and I'll catch you guys next time.